Hello and welcome to the Renters and Flooding mini presentation for Maryland Flood Awareness Month. A lot of information about flooding is directed towards property owners, but the truth is that renters are equally at risk for flood damages too. Do you know whether you live in an area prone to flooding? Do you know what to do before, during, and after it floods? Do you have flood insurance to cover damage to your belongings? This brief presentation will give you a path toward knowing your risk, reducing your risk, and insuring your risk. Are you, your family, and your belongings at risk for flooding? To find out whether you are in a high, moderate, or low-risk flood area, you can visit FEMA's MAP Service Center at msc.fema.gov/portal. Search for your address and view the official flood insurance rate maps. Keep in mind that low risk does not mean no risk, and that 25% of flood losses occur to homes outside of a high-risk flood area. Another way to think about the risk of flood is that over the course of a 30-year mortgage, the 100-year flood zone means you have a 26% chance of a flood event happening. Maryland has its own database for flood risk at mdfloodmaps.net. On Maryland's site, you can also find out information on storm surge flood areas, depth of flooding along the coast, and areas that are predicted to be impacted by high water levels in the Chesapeake in 2050 and 2100. You can also ask your neighbors who are long-term residents of the neighborhood. They might know more about local floods than your town, county, or the state. Finally, you can also search the internet to find local news on past occurrences of flooding in your neighborhood. To learn more about how to reduce your risk, visit the federal government's website, ready.gov. This site provides information to teach you how to prepare for flooding before the water rises, how to make a family emergency plan, to build a go kit with essential items you'll need to take with you if you must evacuate from your home, what to do if you need to shelter in place in your home, and ideas for how to protect your contents from flood damage. A renter's insurance policy will generally not provide coverage for flood damage. Even if your landlord insures the dwelling under a flood insurance policy, your personal property will not be covered. You may purchase a flood insurance policy to protect your personal property. Speak with an insurance producer or insurer for information on how to obtain flood insurance, or visit floodsmart.gov for additional information. Under the Standard National Flood Insurance Program Renter's Insurance Policy, the limit for contents coverage on all residential buildings is up to $100,000. However, flood insurance will not cover personal property kept in basements. Under the NFIP policy, a basement is defined as any area of a building having its floor below ground level on all sides. There are many factors that impact the cost of flood insurance for renters, including the amount of coverage and the flood risk, meaning are you located in a high, moderate, or low-risk flood area, and how high your home is in relation to the ground surface. Remember, low risk does not mean no risk, and 25% of flood losses occur to homes outside of a high-risk flood area. You may visit floodsmart.gov to calculate your flood insurance premium cost, or to speak with an insurance producer or insurer to get a price quote. Also, keep in mind that flood damage to vehicles, including flooding from a storm surge, is generally covered under an automobile insurance policy if you purchased comprehensive coverage, sometimes called other than collision coverage. During the whole month of April, it's Maryland Flood Awareness Month. Various state and local private and public sector partners will be hosting events and providing information on flood risk under the mantra of Know Your Risk, Reduce Your Risk, and Insure Your Risk to Flood Hazards. To learn more, please visit the Maryland Resiliency Partnership's website. Thanks, and stay dry out there.